Am I the asshole for flipping out on my fiance for canceling all the vegan food options from our wedding food menu behind my back?
I'm going to go with no, but let's hear it.
Okay. My fiance, 31 male, and I, 25 female, are getting married soon. There wasn't much that disagreed on during the wedding planning except for food. Me and my family are vegans, and there are so many reasons why we chose this lifestyle, and one of them being that we have a history of health issues. My fiance and his family are the complete opposite. They're hardcore meat eaters, which is fine by me, obviously. However, when deciding on the wedding food menu, I wanted to add 4 to 5 vegan options. My fiance and his mom objected, saying it was a waste of money over food that, quote, isn't real food. They also argued that this would be offensive for their guests and suggested my vegan options just be the good old salad and appetizers. His mom wanted cupcakes, LOL. I said no, because for one, it's me and my family who's paying, and 2, I want to make my guests feel welcome and not be treated as second-class citizens by being served salad. My fiance made a face and said, "Isn't that what vegans eat?" I refused to argue about it and said it was final. The other day, I found out that he had canceled all the vegan options and took them off the menu completely behind my back.
What a weirdo.
I was seething. I called him at work, but he kept on hanging up on me. I went straight to his workplace and confronted him there and just flipped out on him. He was stunned to see me. He at first said it was his mom's idea, then told me to go home because I was making a scene at the office. The fight continued at home, and he defended himself by saying that I sort of made him resort to doing this after I kept brushing off his thoughts and input and refusing to accommodate his family. But there were plenty of meat options. Why? Why can't I get 4 to 5 vegan options when I'm paying for it? He yelled that it was his wedding too, not my family's. My family said it was fine and they'll figure it out and told me to let it go, but I refused. Am I the asshole for putting my foot down on this?
Am I the asshole for thinking I would want a divorce before getting married?
How to get divorced before getting married. Like,
I'm kidding, but
this is a testament to the future they'd have.
Yeah, exactly. Like that is actually very concerning. Extremely concerning.
Everything here that he says is like a contradiction to himself.
And what also is really annoying is like, is it really just him? Like, does he have a mind of his own and he's feeling very strongly about this because maybe he has some insecurity about when he eats meat. He's like, people that are vegan are judging me and I don't want to feel that way. Like maybe he has something like that. Or is it his family that are controlling his little mind to decide to do things and stand up to his wife because he's the man?
Yeah, he definitely does not have big brain energy here.
Like, I like that. I like that a lot.
That's a thing. That's a thing now.
Is it?
I think big brain.
I don't go on TikTok, so I don't know.
I've never... If it's a thing, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, this is new.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because like there's like his little brain. Like, can he not compute standing up to mom? Like he definitely does not have big brain energy here. And I'm saying that with like a grain of salt. Like any family member. Does he not have the ability to stand up to family? Like it could be anyone. Fill in the blank with mom, dad, grandma, aunt, uncle, kidney, fucking donated uncle. Like I don't fucking care who it is. But like something's off here.
Yeah, and so this whole thing would just really derail me.
Why did I just go full fucking robot?
I don't know, but I really liked it.
Damn it, that was so embarrassing. What the hell, Morgan?
I don't know. We're pulling out some weird moves today. Like both of us are saying things that I feel like we normally don't. I don't know what's going on.
I like it, but I also don't.
I'm kind of scared.
Really scared.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just saying that like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, I was just saying that I'm kidding. Like I'm not saying that I would call off the wedding. However, I would definitely question, like, overall, do you respect me? Do you need to like follow what your family's telling you what to do, or can you make decisions for yourself? Can you have a conversation with me before doing something like this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Or are you going to go behind my back? Like all of these things are foreshadowing potential things in the future.
So much.
And so that's the concern. It's not about like, oh, what type of food? It's like, whatever. It's fucking food. Like, cool.
Also, like vegan options are good.
So good.
Have you ever had like an eggplant parmesan?
I love vegan food.
It's
I love vegan
good.
food.
I do too. I love it.
And well, we also live in Los Angeles and they have the
so many options.
best vegan options. I go back to Minnesota and I'm like, not feeling meat today. And they're like, oh, well, we could have a what do they call it? Like a spring salad where it's like mixed greens and like a couple of cherry tomatoes.
Literally
and a
what he
cucumber.
said.
Yeah.
Isn't
I'm
that
like,
what vegans eat?
no.
Also, for someone that's your fiance, how does he not know what you eat? Oh, are you trying to act tough in front of family? Like,
He's like making
salads. Isn't that what vegans eat?
I think I've said this before, but this is what I really respect about my sister. My sister's vegetarian, but vegan when she's home and vegetarian when she's like
Traveling because it's harder.
yeah, and out and about because she's been to like family gatherings where people are like, I made this vegetarian dish just for you. I'm so excited about it. And she's like, well, it has cheese in it. It's not vegan, but like I'm going to eat it because I'm not going to be that big of a hassle. You know what I mean?
Which I feel like this is, they're vegan for health reasons, which I totally get too. But I feel like there's kind of like this stigma, and maybe it's true, but it's not something I've encountered from the vegans I know. But like the vegans I know aren't like slam it down your throat. So if you eat a meat, you're eating that meat. Do you know how that cow died? That cow got shot in the head with a nail gun and was fucked up.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't encounter vegans that are like that.
How'd you just like come up with like such a dark like scenario like that so quick?
I did my...
You've seen it? It's happened?
I did my
That's unfortunate.
I did one of my high school papers on horse slaughter.
Okay, so there was some truth behind that. That sucks. Anyway.
Terrible.
But no.
I haven't eaten a burger in 3 years.
Wow.
4 years.
Okay. Well, so anyway, I feel judged by you right now. I'm kidding. I was playing off of the conversation.
Yeah,
it's a
but
joke.
like most vegans don't like, they're not at the wedding. Like if everyone has food options they're happy with, no one's going to flip out or say shit.
No,
it's a wedding.
But that's, so with my sister, like I respect so much because she's been vegan vegetarian for so long and she never makes anyone feel guilty or like we're sitting around eating like a hot dog, and which is probably the worst type of meat ever, and she's doesn't even bat an eye. I just think that people should just let people have their food choices, and if you feel passionate about something, like speak on it when people want to hear about it, right? Like if people are asking like,
why are you vegan?
Yeah, of course. But she's never just like slamming it down someone's throat.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah. No, I love that. I appreciate
think that was funny or that was funny?
I kind of missed it.
Oh, well, like she's not slamming it down your throat.
Like food?
No, like metaphorically, but then it also could be the food.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a cute joke, but whatever.
I'm a little slow today. I haven't slept much. Yeah. Also, don't watch how hot dogs are made.
I won't.
It's really bad.
I'll never do that.
Don't do that. I would get behind meatless Mondays because cows are actually like, cows and factory farming is like one of the biggest carbon contributing things right now. So I would get behind if everyone could commit. We have 2 hot takes Thursdays and meatless Mondays.
Do you know in Argentina there's more cows than there are people?
That's cool. Do they eat them or are they, they're big cow people?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They love.
So maybe we focus meatless Mondays towards our Argentinian audience.
There's no way.
No chance.
No.
Shit's on spits all day. Yeah, a lot going on here. Also, I just want to point out one comment he made. Continued the fight at home by saying that I sort of made him resort to doing this after I kept brushing off his thoughts and input and refusing to accommodate his family. I'm very confused by that, and I think that's like a common tactic with people that will manipulate words at you. How is his family not being accommodated when they have their meat? Mm-hmm. They're getting their meat.
Yeah.
There's like no question about the meat. I was trying to do it in an Arby's voice. I don't know what that is. But what's the Arby's slogan? Arby's got the meat. But he's getting the meat. The only difference here is whether her family and even her, what do you want your fiance to eat at your wedding? Do you want your fiance to be like happy, content, whole, full? Like, what? You want to do the cha-cha slide on an empty stomach? I don't think so. Like, why? Your family is being accommodated. So why are you using that to like throw back at her and manipulate her? It feels a little gaslighty.
Maybe he wants them all to get wasted because they only have salads, and then all of his family will take advantage of all of her family. This is a joke, but
they sound sick. So, update. So his mom messaged me earlier to try to get me to listen to what she had to say after I kept ignoring her phone calls. She sent long walls of text just to address what I did at her son's workplace, calling it all kinds of stuff, from immature to unhinged. I will say, the work confrontation it's a borderline unhinged.
Wait, it was in front of all of...
So he kept hanging up on her. So she showed up at his work to confront him and fight.
Ooh.
So that is a little unhinged. But I will say, I think when it comes to wedding and planning and thinking about how much goes into planning.
People go crazy.
Well, bridezillas are a thing. But I don't think that's necessarily bridezilla because of the fact how much, I mean, you have to like give your caterer so much like lead up to prepare for weddings. And so when you have someone cancel like last minute, like they're getting married soon. So she doesn't specify in the post. But if this was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the wedding and the caterer then says, well, I can't get those vegan options back now because he canceled, I would be a little unhinged myself, I think.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we see red. It's like nothing else matters. You don't care about who's around and what's appropriate and what's not, you know? Like it's just like...
Especially when he keeps hanging up on you.
Yeah.
If you want to have this, if you don't want me to come embarrass you at work, communicate with me and step out for 15 minutes and answer your fucking phone.
So you're right. It is unhinged. However, I can
sympathize.
Yes. A lot.
She then went to explain how she's noticed that me and my family kept, quote, acting dismissive of her son's input and, quote, contributions to the wedding. She said that she noticed my behavior towards him and her entire family and wanted to speak up earlier, but didn't and tried to keep the peace. She then went on to address the food menu issue and denied her involvement in the cancellation of the vegan option. But that didn't mean she doesn't support her son's decision. Moreover, she thought it was so responsible of him to make that move because of my continual refusal to see how this stuff is a waste of money. That bugs me. I'm going to say it right now.
I wonder if there's some type of insecurity on the fact that it's like her side paying for it. You know?
We do have another update after this.
Okay.
We're going to steamroll through.
All right.
She also pointed out how I kept saying I paid for it and said that technically this isn't just my money. It's mine and his because we're getting married. So she suggested I wisen up and get rid of the my money, I paid for it mentality. She must make more than him for that comment. She finally mentioned how bad this whole situation is making me look and said that she and her son had already offered a number of compromises that I chose to brush off and decided to make it my weird hill to die on. She said that not only her son is upset, but she and, quote, the family are as well after hearing about it and suggested I just agree on their compromise and be done with it. What compromise are they making?
Yeah, that's what I'm a little confused. I wonder if we're actually missing something because
we're not.
She said 4 to 5 vegan options.
Which is like literally...
How many? Because usually at weddings, I thought there was like 4 options total. So I'm kind of confused by that.
Depends on how they do it. If there's a plated dinner, if there's a buffet. Some people do food trucks nowadays, which I'm a big fan of.
But so the only weddings that I've been to are either a buffet style...
Or plated.
And with the plated, it's almost always been 3, maybe 4 max.
Chicken, red meat,
Vegan. Yes.
Or vegetarian.
Yes,
Sometimes
exactly.
they don't really offer vegan.
And so that's why I'm kind of confused how this setup was. I'm like, how are there 4 to 5 vegan options?
You're thinking it's excessive?
Well, I'm just confused.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then was there just one meat option? So then...
I'm not sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I
is
guess
there something we're missing?
Well, I think about it too, and I'm like, oh, if they were vegetarian, like mashed potatoes are typically a side for meat, so there's an option that everyone could eat. But They're not. They're vegan. It's not just vegetarian. So butter and dairy products go into mashed potatoes. So it's a whole different like almost menu that you need to have for vegan options.
Right.
So 4 options on a vegan menu is literally a plate.
So, okay, so if it was a buffet, then it's just like
the same kind of proportions that someone would get on a normal plate.
I was thinking 4 to 5 options of meals.
Yeah.
Like
no,
plates.
I think it's
I was confused
I think
by
it's
that.
4 to 5 different food options total.
Okay.
Which for a normal like other option, you would have meat, chicken, red meat, vegetables, potatoes.
Which would all not be vegan
dessert.
Because they probably all have butter on them and stuff. Yeah.
All of it has some sort of animal byproduct in it. So it makes sense. Like we gotta finish. We gotta just get this out.
Yeah, you're right.
This pissed me off beyond belief. I responded by letting her know that I'm still standing my ground on this, even if I'll have to call the whole wedding off because of it. Because honestly, ? This is just ridiculous. It is. My mom and dad, ... they don't even know what to say anymore. Apparently, my fiancé saw my response to her. He's with her and now is trying to call me. But right now, I'm waiting for him to get home and see if he's still insisting on the stance he took. I'll update if there's anything worth adding after we talk.
I need to know. Was there not an update?
Oh, there's an update.
Oh, thank God.
There's an update from Miss Sarah Jake 2022.
Did she just like put her actual username there?
That is the username. I don't know if it's her real name. Update. Didn't realize how long the title was, LOL. So the talk didn't go well. I waited for him to come home so we could have a final conversation about it, but he still insisted on his stance. For more details, his family are a bit on the heavy side. Most of them are obese. Nothing wrong with that. They're perfectly within their right to decide how they live, but they get, quote, easily offended at the mention of the words weight and food. I tried so hard to focus on the issue at hand, but I noticed there was a pattern of this behavior. He said it wasn't true, and that this was just an attempt for me to throw past conflicts at him in order to win the current one. He claimed he tried to reason with me about why and how his guests might see those vegan options as, quote, offensive. Also said that his family love food and consider it a big deal, and how he didn't want his family to feel like there's certain options that they couldn't touch and feel that there's, quote, difference in how I treat them versus how I treat my family. He then went on to explain how it's just an event and how my family should just accept what's on the menu. And if they felt inconvenienced, so what? It's just one thing. They're not going to die if they, quote, had salad and appetizers.
Oh, your family they're going to die? If they do? That is so hypocritical.
Everything he has said in his arguments has been hypocritical. He contradicts himself in his own statement. It's beyond frustrating.
We don't have to deal with your family's insecurity. They can live their life how they want. If they like to eat that food, that's fine. If your family likes to eat the food that they like to eat, that's fine. You don't have to like change your way and make yourself, it's like that thing that Danielle always posts. You don't have to make yourself smaller to make other people feel good.
Yeah.
Do yourself. Do what makes you happy.
What he said wasn't good enough reason for me because his folks are going to think and say what they want. But at the end of the day, it's also my wedding. And to be honest, realizing that my partner himself thinks it's okay to steamroll my opinions and decisions simply because he is prioritizing others and their opinions over me. And that was really upsetting and not something that could be looked past. Normally, I'm a person of rational discussions and compromises. I'm all about compromises. I'd compromise on much bigger matters than just food. But like people said, it's not about the food anymore, if it ever was.
Yep.
Like, he'd literally lose nothing if he let me have what I wanted. But apparently he was willing to lose it all over this, which is fine by me. I gave him back the ring and called everything off. I just couldn't envision myself living like this any longer. Having to walk on eggshells for his family and letting him basically override my opinions and have the final say no matter what. Marriage is about compromise. And here he has nothing to lose, yet choose to do this to me and my family. Mind you, this is my first serious relationship and I didn't know what to expect. But it's safe to say that he and his mom and family did make it feel like I was taking crazy pills on many, many occasions. So that's that. Last thing he said was that I chose my family over him and ended everything between us for the sake of, quote, keeping him happy. Decision's been made and it's done.
Good.
Just wanted to give you an update for those who wanted it. Thank you so much for your endless stream of advice and support.
Oh,
This man
I'm so
is like,
happy for her.
yeah, this is gaslighting.
Yeah.
You ended it for keeping him happy. You ended it for keeping him happy. You're unwilling to compromise. You're unwilling to compromise.
Yeah.
Also, him being like, "Oh, you're gonna make people feel bad because they don't know what they can and can't eat."
Why can't they eat vegan options?
They're probably gonna like the vegan options more.
Yeah.
They taste really good.
They do. They taste really good.
I will say there are some shitty dairy-free cheeses out there. The Daiya version of dairy-free cheese, not good.
I mean, there's shitty versions of every type of food.
Exactly. The Trader Joe's almond milk cheese mozzarella shredded, incredible. So if it's a catering type thing, I'm sure they got their vegan recipes down.
Yeah.
I'm sure these people are on point.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Get enough so people don't have to choose vegan or meat. They can get what they want. Problem solved. Have enough there so that the vegan options, the vegan people are guaranteed a meal.
Yeah.
But then have extra.
Yeah.
A lot of people let them, like if you're doing a buffet style, you can take home the extra food. Crazy.
I'm happy for her.
I am too. Top comment, which the update was just posted 13 hours ago, which is kind of crazy. My life, kind of crazy.
You kind of sounded like, God, what's her name from Easy A? And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Pembergast, the character?
No, she's also in Crazy Stupid Love.
La La Land.
Yeah, what's her name?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone,
I've never
yeah.
blanked on an actress's name harder. I know the names. I might not pronounce them right, but I know them.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, pronounce her
Emma
name.
Stone. Yeah, it was good.
Ooh, nailed that one.
Emma Stone. Emma Stone. Yeah. We're psycho today.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay. What were you going to say?
I don't know. Where were we?
Top comment. Good for you. Marriage is about compromise. And it doesn't sound like your ex is interested in compromising or even letting you have a say in things. That isn't a partnership. Oh, we're reveling over the fact that I found this 13 hours ago and I feel like the biggest badass in the world. OP responds, thank you. And you're right. Honestly, I felt kind of hesitant about posting an update. In fact, I was hesitant about posting about my situation as a whole. Normally, I'm not the type to share my private business online, but I was desperate. Like I said, there were times where his family made me feel like I was taking crazy pills. Honestly, and I'm going to say this anyways, I hate them. They always made me feel like an outsider and a stranger, never really warmed up to me, and instead pretended to like me. But it was obvious they resented me. They claimed that I'm a covert fat phobic, but in reality, I got mocked, along with my family, for being underweight due to health issues I'd mentioned before. Don't even get me started on ex-future mother-in-law, though I feel as though I gotta let it all out and vent. Keep it coming, let's go.
Yeah. Well, it kind of reminds me of what I've said in another episode where it's just like I was eating really unhealthy and then I started eating really healthy and I felt really good about myself. I was like, wow, because I used to take Adderall and I stopped taking Adderall. So I was like, I'm going to focus on just like putting like energizing things into myself. And then I had somebody making fun of me for what I was eating. And I was just like, as if it was so bad and stupid. And I was just like, wait, no, I should feel good about this. I'm doing good things. And that's what that reminds me of, where it's just like, why are you coming at her for like her weight and her lifestyle? You know?
I just don't understand. And this relates to all aspects of life, especially like politically. I really don't understand why we need to be so involved in other people's business.
It's because, and that's why I'm like referencing this, is it's because if somebody else is doing something different than us, different, then we question if what we're doing is right or wrong. And to make sure that we're right, we tell the other person that they're wrong.
Well, okay, so this is kind of like, I just saw this thing and it's like, it's on TikTok and it was like, it was a story about like this guy who was like, Or it was so many levels of a stitch that it was like, it kind of feels like an Inception TikTok right now. But essentially, this girl was like, hey babe, do you want to go get a milkshake? And he's like, no, but I'll get you one. And
You sent me that.
And then the girl was like, and like upset about it. And so someone like stitched it and go, it's a guy. And he goes, hey buddy, let me break this down for you. When your girl is asking you for a milkshake, she has essentially a tiny voice in her head that's saying, get a milkshake. But then she's got another voice that says, you don't need a milkshake. Don't get the milkshake. She's just looking for an accomplice. She's looking for permission to have that milkshake. And you could boil it down to that with this story.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to imply anything. Like, that's an assumption. But otherwise, like, I don't understand the control about what other people are eating.
Yeah. Right.
Like, there's something else going on with this family where maybe they do feel bad. Maybe they aren't happy. And if they are happy with their choices, then why the need to control others?
Yeah.
So there's just that. But
I think it's really good to like remember and take a step back sometimes and just think, okay, whatever this person does or doesn't do, whatever they eat or don't eat, does not change me in any way, shape, or form. So take a deep breath and move on. And not just with eating, anything.
yeah.
Anything. If this person gets a promotion in their job, my friend, if they get a promotion in their job,
Yeah.
that does not change who I am. It doesn't.
I know we have like we're very, and I'm saying this like, at least me, I feel like this. I feel like a lot of us out there are very quick to like, we do compare others,
yeah.
and we take what other people are doing like personally as like a negative against us. And it's like, no, we can't compare. We're all at different places. We all want different things. We all do different things. It's like, but it is really hard.
I honestly think it's like more innate in humans to like feel that feeling first. And that's why I think it's important to take a deep breath and think, okay, my friend who just got a promotion at their job, I'm really happy for them. That's amazing. That shouldn't make me upset. That should inspire me in whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And be completely separate entities.
I will just say I'm like going through OP's comments and there's not too many on them. It looks like there's just 6. But for clarification on options, aside from the vegan, we have 6 options with meat.
Okay.
So that's a lot of meat.
Yeah. No, that clarified the question I had earlier.
His mom picked one option. I'm paying for the whole thing. Frankly, I have no idea why his mom feels so strongly about getting involved. I only included in wedding planning only because I respect her. But I guess it's like they say, give an inch and they'll take a mile. He said it's his wedding. I'm just going to read the comments because just in case this gets deleted or OP deletes her comment, whatever. I just want everyone to be able to see them. He said it was his wedding too as a way to get back at me, I guess. Yes, I noticed he and his mom agreed to come against me on this. I read the one, thank you, and you're right, honestly, blah, 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 blah. And so OP responds to someone else on the update and says like, you go girl. Dude 100% laid out a roadmap where only his opinion matters and yours is irrelevant. This probably wasn't the first time, but it for sure would not be the last. Exactly. Like I said, I'd noticed a pattern of this behavior, but kept rationalizing it, which was a huge mistake on my part. It's been utter torture trying to please him and his family. I'm an emotional mess right now, but there's this little voice of reassurance telling me I've gone through the worst and survived it. I'm so thankful this happened. It helped me see things clearer.
Oh, I want to hug her.